Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another fun-filled edition of the Campfire Tales. We got a lot of crazy stuff to talk about tonight. But first, introduce my friends here with me tonight. First, we got Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good.
Jeff, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Let's just say you got a hold of a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a weird book. The cover seems to be made of human skin. A bunch of weird shit written inside, weird drawings, right? But
Okay.
let's just say you come across this page and it's like, hey, here's this amulet. It will grant you any power or wealth you could possibly want. But you will die a horrific, tragic death very quickly once you get a hold of it. Are you going to go for it? Or are you going to let go?
So say that one more time to make sure I understand.
Yeah. So it tells you about this amulet in this book.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That will grant you all the wealth and power you could want.
Okay.
But it is cursed, and most people who get a hold of it die very quickly, horrible, terrible deaths.
For just wealth and power?
As much as you want.
Wait,
Yeah, but if you're going to die right away, then what's the difference? Like,
Well, I mean, it, not that you will, just everyone that's got a hold before you has.
no, I'm going to pass.
What if it's like some crazy powers, like, hey, you'll be as tall as Bigfoot?
Well, that's not what you said. You said wealth and power.
It says powers.
And now,
so
you're talking, if you're talking supernatural things, then that's a different story.
I mean, I would think so because it says powers, and like
because the very first thing I would do was make myself immortal, so then the amulet couldn't hurt me. So,
okay, all right.
Jokes on you, trickster.
All right, fair enough. We also have Jamie and her new pup. Hey, how you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing good.
Jamie, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Why is my dog so cute?
That was my first question.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, what's up? I'll pay attention now.
My second question is, let's say you hear Jeff died tragically.
Yeah, because he had an amulet or whatever.
And for some reason, they come to you, they're like, hey, we need you to help clean up Jeff's stuff.
Okay.
You're not sure why, but you're like, okay, sure, I'll help. And
you.
you find in his stuff, this book, cover seems made of human skin, seems to have some weird stuff in it, right? And you find a page that you have the ability to transfer your mind into anybody else's mind to control them, but there is a chance you can't transfer it back. Are you doing it?
No, I'm not a gambler. If there's any odds of me getting fucked in this process, I can't go for it.
Oh, see, I think you're thinking too small, right?
What?
Transfer your mind to somebody that if you don't come back from, you don't really care. You know?
I don't want to be in anybody else, though.
Even if it's like a bajillionaire.
I don't know anything about this person. What if their life sucks just because they're a bajillionaire?
But then you can make it not suck because now you have access to $1 bajillion.
Oh, now I'm in there. I still gotta say I'm not a gambler. I'm gonna
but I mean, you like, I don't know about that one either. That's a little like, well, these powers don't seem real great.
Well,
to be honest with you. Like,
as you all know, when we covered Evil Dead 2013, you can go back listen to it. It was like the second episode of Campfire Tales. It was a Necronomicon Part 1. Tonight, because we covered Evil Dead 2. We're doing the Necronomicon Part 2, where I'm going to talk about some more crazy Necronomicon goodness, which you guys will find. It's a book filled with a lot of stuff that's like kind of sounds good, but kind of don't sound good, all at the same time. And I have a fun little game at the end, a little 2 spells and not real one for you guys to play.
You know how I feel about games.
I know. So I know neither one of you were on the first Necronomicon episode.
Oh, really? Both of us missed it?
Well, Jeff, there was the first 3 episodes of Campfire Tales before Jeff was on it.
I was gonna say that was super early, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were on it from like day one.
No, this was the second episode.
Wow.
Which it continued of just being me. I believe it was me, Dave, John, and Mary it was just me, Dave, and John on the first Necronomicon one. So before we get into it, do either one of you know anything about the Necronomicon? The real one, I should say.
No, I was about to say my knowledge of it comes from Evil Dead. So
I know it's made of human skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the Necronomicon was a evil book that was kind of brought to life by H.P. Lovecraft in his works. Some have argued that you can he based it on the real book. There are some universities that argue this is a real book dating clear back to the Sumerian age. A lot of people say, well, no, this was fiction created by H.P. Lovecraft. But even H.P. Lovecraft himself said he had nightmares about this stuff. And he thinks it's all real. So is the Necronomicon real or not? I don't know. But it's full of a lot of crazy shit and some nonsense. So tonight, I figured the first part of the episode here, we'd go over just some of the things that's in the Necronomicon that we didn't go over last time. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
All right, cool. Well, a lot of the stuff, we went over a lot of really cool stuff the first time. Which means that a lot that's left is a lot of the silly stuff.
Lames. Oh, I was gonna say lames.
The first one being the Vorish sign. The Vorish sign. Okay. And what that is it's basically a hand gesture that wizards can make while they're casting spells that benefits a spell by either increasing the likelihood that the spell will actually be casted successfully. It could reduce in like the law of the magic in the Necronomicon required like life force or like kind of the sacrifice stuff. By using this sign, you have to do less. There's less of a cost statistically. And a lot of the times it could downplay any potential risk that could be associated with the spell. Like sometimes like, hey, you can cast a spell for whatever, but it's going to cost you your eye. Well, if you did this hand gesture instead, it might not cost you your eye. Now, the weird thing is, it talks about this sign.
Are you going to teach us this gesture?
Well, that's the weird thing, right?
Sorry. I'm getting ahead. I just thought like if we're gonna,
if we're gonna talk about,
is this gonna be our like gang side?
When
I feel like I need to know this when I'm casting spells.
Here's the thing, right? Like in Lovecraft's writing, he like talked about sign. There's no picture on how to do it.
Is there a description of this?
It's a hand sign. So like it could be anything, right? It could be like true. Yeah. It could be like truces. It could be a middle finger. Could be like a shadow bird. Or
do you watch Play of the Concords?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know the one when they're trying to learn how to give the bird. That's where this is going. Okay.
Or maybe it could even depend the wizard, right? Maybe the wizard gets to choose their own sign. Like Jeff, if you got to choose your voice sign, what do you choose?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, it has to be just the middle finger, right?
That's what I was going to say.
Because you figure if you're already casting a spell, then you just want everyby to know that this is going to go off.
But you got to do it while you're like, you got to do it like
real,
like
wavy and like
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what I was thinking earlier until right now when I said like you got to do a shadow bird, and now I'm thinking like maybe I'd get the shadow bird. You're like getting real into it like before you start to cast spell.
That just makes you look like a weirdo.
Well, can't help myself. But yeah, so you had the Vorge sign. There's also the formula in order to do mind transference, but the formula is not complete, so there is a chance you could transfer your mind and not be able to pull it back. So like that seems like a super helpful spell.
For sure.
Let's say gun to your guy's head. If there's one person you had to try this on, who you transfer your mind into?
I'm going into Tim Burton.
Tim Burton?
Yeah, I want to know what the fuck goes on. Yeah, I want to see what the fuck goes on in there.
Well, you're not going to. No, you're going to take over his body.
Oh, you take over. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking about reading minds. I forgot. Then I don't know. What am I?
Right. It's somehow that isn't as good.
Yeah. You're basically
like if you could just like send yourself into somebody else's mind, like as a second consciousness.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
I think that's way better.
You mean like Freddy Krueger in it?
Yeah.
You mean, but like just to be like, oh, I'm gonna go into like Elon Musk and take all of his money. Like that's.
How are you going to take all his money?
I'm going to be like, well, no, because that's how they're going to know it's you.
Where does his mind go?
Oh, yeah.
It does
Where
not.
does the mind go?
Anybody
doesn't
ever
say.
asked that? Like, so where's
No.
like where's his mind go?
It's
So,
probably like there. You're probably just like on top of it. Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna like, I don't know, live as some super famous person for the time being, or
Yeah. Okay.
experience life as on the easy.
I would do.
easy.
I would put my mind in Oprah Winfrey's mind, because then I would give me money, but I'd be like, it's Oprah's wonderful gift. No one will question it.
Oh, as you're giving money to yourself.
To myself, and then when I'd go back to myself and be like, oh my god, I got Oprah's gift. It's a wonderful, amazing.
Mhm.
Boom, in the clear. Hashtag TM and that, so no one else can take that.
Seems like a catch to all this.
Also, another formula that it contained was the ingredients and instructions to make the powder of Gizzy. Basically, it was just a magical dust that it allowed you to see something invisible for 10 heartbeats.
Wait, what? Wait,
So,
stop.
like, if there was like an eldritch horror, right, or an old one that could become invisible, you could throw this dust on it, and you would be able to see it. For whatever reason, the counting of time that this thing is 10 heartbeats.
Okay, so let's go backwards for a second. First of all, something has to be invisible, right?
Correct.
Right,
But
okay.
you have to know it's
You
near
have to know
you.
you have to
To
know
throw
it's there.
the powder
Okay.
on it. That's correct.
Got it. Part
Yeah.
2.
Mhm.
And then have to know what 10 heartbeats timing is.
That's correct.
Well, you don't have to know, but that's
You
all
have you count 10 heartbeats. That's all the amount of time you can see it.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
if you're like trying to kill it, I mean,
You
how
have 10
long
heartbeats.
in heartbeats take?
I don't know,
Isn't
they
that
like
like-
seconds? Or are they like isn't it like one? I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
it depends on. I mean, that's not very long because like what's a good resting
bum,
heart rate is
bum.
like 40 some beats a second, 60 some beats. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so it could not even be 10 seconds.
Wait, it's that
you
many
know?
beats a second? Wait.
Per minute. Sorry, not.
So
okay,
a
yeah.
normal
Yeah.
resting heart
I was
rate
like,
is
that's-
60 to 100 beats per minute.
Okay.
per minute, right?
Let's
Yeah.
go
Which-
60 for right now because
Okay,
just for
60.
argument's sake.
So that's
that's
a
a
healthy
second. That's
person,
what I
yeah,
said. That's
yeah.
like
You
a
have,
second.
1 second to see this. And
No, 10 seconds.
okay, yeah, 10
10
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
let's just say 10 to 15 seconds is where you're.
roughly. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
But I would assume, right, that like the way to cheat that is just keep throwing this magic powder, and it just keeps resetting, right?
Like, does it?
I don't know. It doesn't say in the thing.
Then that's a
The,
loophole.
the
I guess.
only
Got
other
him.
instructions that it has about this powder, that while you're making it, if it is done incorrectly, it can lead to the opening of basically a slit through time and space that eldritch horrors can climb through. So you can either, when you're making your really cool powder, if you do it wrong, the worst comes to worst, you just get killed by an eldritch horror.
What the
I
hell
mean,
is
like-
an eldritch horror?
Like tentacle space monster, or like the giant killer penguins from like Mountain Madness.
Okay.
So, are you guys gonna try to make this powder?
No, I don't believe it. What's invisible around me at any moment? That
Well,
Right,
you
am I-
don't
like,
know
do I-
until you have the powder.
Okay, well,
I mean, I've never had any desire to see anything that's invisible. Like, I don't like.
Well,
If I don't know it's there, then who gives a shit? Like, you know what I mean?
well, let me ask you this, right? Have you ever had that thing where like something in your house just keeps like falling off a shelf? You're like, why does that keep falling off a shelf?
No,
no.
No. Okay.
never had that.
Well, if you did, you might be like, well, what if something invisible is doing this? I better make this powder very carefully.
I'd probably just move whatever was falling. Like
Okay. Well,
that's I'd probably say like that shelf must be crooked, and then like you know what I mean.
like just a crooked show. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Well, if you want to take all the wonder of fantasy out of your life, you by all means.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, how about this? Well, how about we try this
Okay.
on for size? How about the chant to summon Yog-Sothoth?
And who is that?
So Yog-Sothoth is one of the elder ones. So he's like in the family with Cthulhu and all them.
Okay.
Only he basically appears as a giant, like glowing orb with tentacles, and he lives outside of space and time because he likes to watch like what people do. He just likes to watch us. And the chant will actually call him into this plane of existence, where many wizards will use him to ask for assistance with occult activity, which he likes to do. Or from time to time, if you're having trouble having a child, you could ask him to mate with you, and you will sire a child with him.
With him, is it part whatever he is?
Kind of. There's actually a book in H.P. Lovecraft writes about one of these like half human, half Yog-Sothoth.
So you're not going to get like a child; you're going to get a mutant.
It's like it's kind of like a person that does stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mutant. All right.
Yeah. So you can bring in Yog-Sothoth. How do you feel about that?
I don't see a need to bring in this guy whose name I can't
Yeah,
pronounce.
what's he gonna do for me?
I mean, what if you're trying to cast a spell or something?
Sex with me and make
well,
a
no,
child.
you could also ask him to help you cast a spell.
A spell for what?
Well, I don't know. Whatever you
I
want.
don't need him if I got that hand gesture.
Well, what happens if like you break your hand?
Then why am I casting spells till my hand gets better?
Well, because
I mean, is there some spell that I absolutely have to cast right now? Like
maybe.
What about the other hand?
Well, you got to use that to do the casting with.
Oh, one is the finger. While
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of thought you were doing the casting with the finger and the hand all in one.
That just seems a little cheap and lazy. You know what I mean? I feel like you got to do both hands. You could literally summon an Elder One. You're just like poo-pooing on it.
That's because he sounds like a scumbag.
He's a glowing orb with tentacles.
Who wants to have sex with me? I don't
No,
like
not that he wants to, but if you asked him
he's
to,
very willing.
he would help you so you could have children. That's all he does.
Now, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is he having sex with me or am I having sex with him? Because that's two different scenarios.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
well, he doesn't carry the child, so I'm assuming he's having sex with whoever wants to carry a child.
well,
right?
then I'm not summoning for sure because I can't even have kids. So,
Yeah, so what's the point?
like, what's the?
To help you with a spell because your hand's broken.
I don't
you
need
your
it.
hand gets wound.
There's nothing that I could. There's nothing I'm doing right now that's so important. I got to get the spell off. I'll be honest with you.
All right, fair enough. All right, how about
So far, this book is useless. All right.
I mean, if I'm being honest, not great. But like, how about this, right? How about there's a passage
Okay.
that they believe is from the lost continent of Mu,
Moo? Like cow?
M-U, Mu,
Hmm.
Okay.
written in their language, Nakal. But it's still not been translated to this day. So no one really knows what the passage is for, what it does.
Wait. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again.
So it's a passage
Yeah.
written in a language
Yes.
from a lost continent
Yeah.
that no one's been able to translate.
So it's useless.
So we don't really know what it is.
Yeah. So who cares?
It could be like a brownie
It
recipe.
could be gibberish. Like
It could be as well. Or it could be like, look at my cool wizard hand gesture. You know what I mean?
refer back to page 2.
Yeah.
Is what it says.
Could be ice cream sandwich cake recipe.
Oh, we already have that. So
That's true.
we don't need another language that we don't understand.
Yeah, what do you need like another one for?
Fair enough.
I still haven't made it, so
Oh, you got to. It's
I
so
know.
good. Okay, so how about this though, right? This, Jeff, like I was telling you, there's
Mhm.
what's called the Hound Amulet.
Okay.
It's believed to be it was an amulet that was created by the corpse eating cult of Leng, which is
Mhm.
found in Central Asia.
Okay.
And the amulet is believed to grant great power and wealth to whoever possesses it. But so far, everyone who's possessed it has died a horrible, unnatural death, including the last in H.P. Lovecraft. When the story describes the last was grave robbers who learned of a grave that held it. They dug it up, and like within a couple hours, they were both murdered by like what were kind of described as like eldritch hellhounds. They both died terrible, horrific deaths.
At the beginning of this show, I thought you said you had the chance to. Now you're saying everybody does that.
Yeah, that's
they don't know if it's cursed and it causes you to die, but everyone who's possessed it has died a terrible, horrible death. There may be correlation, but there's no causation.
Get that thing.
But what if you're like quick, like you get the antler, you're like quick, like, oh, gotta use all this power to like, and then I avoid that. Yeah.
I feel like there's some kind of trick to it. So
like in the story, like those guys like, oh, we gotta get away because we were like grave robbing. Ugh. You know, they took time. Right then and there. They should have been like, oh, let's power up, rub this on ourselves, get some of that juju, and like not be tore apart by hellhounds.
I mean, you're not wrong, you know.
See? And then, like we said, we talked about last episode, there's also a bunch of stuff about Cthulhu, and the other older ones, things like that. But what if I told you, for some reason, in the literary world, which this is not something that you see with a lot of older books, but this one they did, somehow this like literary, like the a bunch of authors decided, well, they can start adding to the Necronomicon, and there is an accepted add-on list of things that have been added to it by various authors, as well as the creators of the Arkham horror games. But do you know who the most famous person to have added entry into the Necronomicon is?
No.
Who?
Stephen King.
Really?
Uh-huh. If I asked you, what do you think he's added the Necronomicon, and I told you wouldn't guess in 1,000 years, do you guys want to take a crack? What do you think he added? Just to see if you can get close?
A spell.
No, not a spell. Jeff, what about you?
One of his dumb books. Probably just put the whole thing.
Wait, I'm going backwards. I want to say a recipe.
Neither. He did put in a short story.
Okay.
But it was about it was a solution for telepathy and how to make it work.
A solution? What do you mean a solution? It's
not basically he was like, well, no. Basically, he's like, well, there's issues with telepathy, like, you know, controlling stuff and how to do all this stuff, but he has a solution for it. How he thinks he can make it work. And so they added that to the Necronomicon. Okay.
I hate Stephen King so much.
Really?
I don't know. Oh. I feel like as a person, he's like just a fucking douchebag. Like, you know what I mean?
Wow. Look at you coming after Stephen King.
His books are fine, whatever, but I feel like as a person, he's just the worst. You know what I mean? Like,
well, have you been out to the Necronomicon?
I could just go on Wikipedia and add something if I want.
Listen, this is not the author circle that agreed to let this in. There's also, like I said, there's various other like kind of spells and lore about various monsters. There's prophecies and stuff, but like, I'll be honest, pretty much everything that's been added since Lovecraft is super fucking lame, if I'm being honest. But hey, let's get to the fun game, shall we?
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty much everything that's in the book as of
left.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we still add to this book? Because Stephen King added to it.
I mean, they're like, I don't know how they approve it, but like there is like there's like an agreed stuff that they've been adding to the book. I don't know who they are.
So you basically have to keep getting iterations or editions of this book to keep it up to date.
Yeah, basically.
Do they have an online version?
I'm sure they do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure they do. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of lackluster when like everyone's like, it's a book made of human skin, and then you go to Barnes and Nobles, it's just like the paperback. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really weird.
And like it's the thing we talked about in the first episode, for those who don't remember or didn't listen. One of the things that also is so for Cthulhu to take over the world, there's another fellow who's like Yogg-Sothoth. They all have like the same name. But he's basically like got to open a door that lets Cthulhu out, and there's a incantation there to call him for it to open the door. I was like, that seems kind of silly then, that they're selling this book to Barnes and Nobles when just any asshole could pick it up, be like, "What's it? Read this fucking thing. What's happening?" And Cthulhu could just come destroy the world. So, for anybody wondering if it's real,
yeah, I was about to say.
I'm just saying, how many 13? Unless you got to pronounce it super specific.
Well, the Ouija board is made by Parker Brothers or whatever.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's true. All right. So here's the rules of the game.
Yeah.
I took 3 little things, or 2 little things from the Necronomicon that we didn't really go into much detail about.
Okay.
And there's one that I made up.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you each spell or part of the book. You can each ask one question about each entry I name.
Okay.
And then at the end, you have to decide which one I made up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
The first item in the Necronomicon is there's an illustration of a furnace.
Okay. That's it?
Now you each get one question.
Oh, there's just an illustration
of
of
a
Just
furnace.
one question?
Yep, you each get one question.
Is there any text accompanying I can't get this word out.
Accompanying
Mhm.
the furnace.
Thank you.
The only text is it says
My brain
the
can't get
furnace belongs to Nug.
That's what it says?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yep.
It's just by itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Who's Nug?
He's this little eldritch horror guy that fucks around, and he's got a furnace.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, are we believing it now or wait until the end?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I got 2 more.
Okay.
All right. The other thing in Necronomicon, there are many elements, but there is an incantation which allows you to unite 5 of the elements in order to form an avatar.
Wait, what? What?
There's a spell that lets you combine 5 elements.
Elements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which there's many elements in the Necronomicon.
Okay.
You can throw a rock and hit an element. It's not like the table of elements, but
what kind of element? What are you talking?
Specifically, the one that I found was earth, wind, fire, water, and love, and it lets you create an avatar to do your bidding.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just does stuff for you.
The avatar.
Yeah.
Um.
Can just anybody summon this, or do you have to use some kind of focus to summon it?
The way it describes it, it didn't describe that in the book. It's just an incantation.
Okay,
and you just had to have the elements. That was the kind of the caveat. You had to have the elements there. You just couldn't say, "Hey, water!" You know what I mean? You had to have water there.
Okay.
No, it's hard to ask questions on this.
Because it all sounds so ridiculous, made up.
Well, yeah, but it's also I don't know the right. It's different when we're doing the cult or I don't know the right kind of questions to ask to prove that this is in a book. You know what I'm trying to say?
Is this in the book?
What language? Yeah. What language is this incantation in?
I mean, it's in English.
It's in English.
Specifically in the book, the only things that are not in English
Oh, okay.
are things that are in one of the made up languages.
Okay.
Or things that they're aren't fully translated. So they put it in its original text in case someone could translate it, and they put the rough translation. So you have some stuff in Latin a little bit, but
I figured there would be a lot of Latin. That's what. Okay.
Yeah. And then the third spell is a spell to transform a human into a deep one.
What?
A deep? You can turn a human into a deep one.
A deep,
which which is this weird tentacly fish person.
Is there a picture of this in the book?
Yeah. There's depending on what iteration, there's some different pictures. My favorite is this weird water peanut. with tentacles.
Hmm.
Like it looks like Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, that
He
sounds
lives
dumb
underwater.
enough. That sounds dumb enough to be in this book.
Sounds dumb enough to be in this book.
Part of me wants to say that whatever is the least dumb out of what Eli has said is not in the book. Is not in the book. Are you asking a question, Jeff, or no? Just
no, I think that one's actually in there, so I don't think I need to ask a question. To be honest with you.
Okay. Eli,
think,
can you remind me of all three?
Yeah. So you have the illustration of a furnace,
The illustration of a furnace.
the spell to cast an avatar,
Yep.
and the spell to transfer a human into a
Deep
tentacled, deep one, a tentacled mermaid fish person.
I want to say the middle one.
Which one is not real? We're picking.
Yeah, you pick which one I made
Eli
up.
made up.
The middle one because it's Captain Planet. So
That is Captain Planet. It literally was Captain Planet. Yeah, for sure. I figured you got it when you asked me if there's a focus.
yeah.
I was just thinking other things, but at least
And
we both did it.
You switched out love for or heart for love.
Yeah, I did.
I am doing so well on these games, and I don't even mean that sarcastically. I mean that with my whole heart of how I do on Eli's games.
Well, I think now, like I gotta change it up for the next ones. I think now you guys know me so well that the stuff I make up is just, you know, when I saw a way to sneak a Captain Planet reference in there.
Yeah. Like
I got
Yeah,
that.
I didn't even get the Captain Planet reference.
Oh, but you just thought that one was fake.
By our powers combined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it just seemed right. It just seemed like something you would make up with enough details, but not enough. Like it just seemed like one you would make up.
The furnace of Nug. That's a furnace that he uses to like bake people in.
Mm.
Oh, good. And it's just a picture.
That's the drawing of his furnace for whatever reason.
Are there other just drawings of random shit? Yeah, right. I assume.
Oh, there's all kind of like diagrams and like planetary charts. And
I've like never actually looked any of it up. Like, so I just don't. I
will say this, and people may disagree with me.
It's
but
boring.
Well, if you look at if you read about the Necronomicon in context of because like it shows up in a lot of Lovecraft stories.
Mm-hmm.
How he uses it in his stories is like cool. If you're one of these people that like go to Barnes and Noble to buy one thinking like this is going to be a heavy metal dark book, it's not. A lot of it don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, if anything, it just kind of ruins the mystery.
So don't look it up.
Just don't even look at it.
Just pretend it looks like Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm. And then like, especially if you get one of these ones where they like add all this shit that this like group decides like, oh, we can accept this in the Necronomicon. Like it's fine. Don't
believe it.
Is there I don't think continuity is the word I'm trying to think of, but Eli, like if you do read the Necronomicon, is there any like does it follow any pathway or it's just random shit on each page?
It's kind of random. Yeah, it's kind of because basically
chaptered like in the modern. If I go to Barnes and Noble and I get the Necronomicon,
I mean, there are versions you can get where they have it divided between like spells, incantations, lore, whatever. But like the kind of like the original, like if you buy one that's kind of like book accurate, I would say, or like story or like lore accurate to Lovecraft.
It's just kind of all over.
It's kind of all over the place. It's basically like the book. There was this guy, this like evil wizard guy who had the book and was like updating it. And like the Necronomicon was like the one ring in Lord of the Rings where it has like a mind of its own. And it kind of like does stuff to like get into other people's hands so it can always expand its knowledge. And so like people that normally have it, like once the book's done with them, like they die weird deaths. And then the book shows up somewhere else. So like, stuff keeps getting added to it in the order of just how whenever the person gets it.
Right.
So like, and like, which also, if you think about fits Lovecraft stuff, because it's like, it's all about madness and like, it can be maddening looking through a book that just like bounces around all this shit.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute I'm looking at like this thing about Cthulhu, and then the next minute there's a spell how to make weird invisible powder, and then I'm in this thing about how to animate the dead into demons. Like it gets weird, but still, no matter what version you read, it's better than the dumb premise for Evil Dead Rise. So,
I don't know where you're going with that, because actually I know how you feel about Evil Dead, so I was getting very confused.
Evil Dead Rise. The fact that there's 3 versions of it, and it's
fuck that shit. Fuck that. There's numerous Necronomicons.
It's
fuck
dumb.
That you can't dismember a person to kill. Fuck that. All the rules went out the window.
It's dumb. I'm actually I'm gonna look up. I still have my notes. I think I still have my notes for the very first Necronomicon. And since neither one of you guys know much about it, let's see. Let me pull up some of my notes here. Let's see. Is there anything that you guys might not? Oh, at one point, the book was banned.
Oh, okay.
And then they thought all the copies that existed were destroyed. And then it showed back up in San Francisco, the around the time Lovecraft claimed that he heard about it, started writing about it. Let's see here. Aleister Crowley, he claimed he had a real copy of it, and that he claimed though that Lovecraft stole the information from him because they were connecting mentally in their dreams.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know about that.
What, that they were connecting in their dreams?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm about to ask a dumb question. The original version is supposed to be in flesh.
Yeah. Yep. Made out.
Does this exist somewhere?
Well, it's funny you say that, because there is a university in Norway, who in 1994 claimed that they had one of the original copies.
Okay.
But because of the fact that it was made of human skin and the information contained in, it was considered a banned book, and they archived it. They've not ever let anybody, to public knowledge, they've never let anybody see it. But since 94, they have claimed that they've had it.
Wait, how many original versions of this? And does that mean every time you make an original version, you have to use human flesh?
If you follow Lovecraft lore, no. There was the original version, which that wizard had. His name was Abdul Al-Hazrad.
Okay, so there's just that one. And then,
And then like people, like as he was traveling around the world, like people would make copies of it. There's also in the book that said the Greeks had at one point, they made copies of it back in the Enlightened Age, whatever. But then the the book got banned, and they're all the copies have been destroyed.
Conveniently.
Which is weird, because no one knew of any of this till Lovecraft wrote about it. And then in 94, this university was like, well, we still got one of the originals. Everybody's like, can we? They're like, no.
Yeah.
That does seem peculiar.
Yeah.
What's the university?
It's a university. I have to look it up. I don't remember. Let's see here. University in Norway has Necronomicon.
So then, does the Necronomicon and Evil Dead even resemble the Necronomicon? And I don't even mean I don't mean in physical appearance. I just mean in content.
Kind of. So it's the Norwegian University of Science and Life.
Sounds made up.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of. So it's the cover's made of human skin, but most of the drawings, there's not a face in it.
Yeah.
They just took human skin.
Yeah.
And tanned it into leather.
Yeah, they just made, yeah.
You know what I mean? The pages in the original book are written in blood, with the illustrations and stuff.
The content is.
So there's more. So there are incantations raise the dead, animate the dead, replace them with demons and stuff.
Yeah.
But you also have there's a list of various creatures and elder ones found across time and space. There's a bunch of spells for necromancy. There's various ritual spells, ceremonies, and banishments, because the whole thing in Sumerian lore, if you follow that, was they would bring demons to use them and then banish them when they were done. So like Sumerian culture, So there's a bunch of that. There's a bunch of arcane symbols used in various spell casting and wizard handing. There's also information on various wizards at the time that what they were known for.
Harry Potter in there?
Maybe. There was also a very detailed section about how to create and open portals to travel through.
Okay, interesting.
There was information about how to destroy various dark creatures.
Okay, rightfully so.
There was information about telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a section for prophecies.
And a recipe for ice cream ice cream sandwich cake.
Yeah, but like I said, they believe like most of what came from the book, the old like knowledge in it is from like Sumeria and like Babylonia.
Okay.
So you're going back to like ancient biblical times. That's why they believe this was created.
Okay.
And then like this writer kind of, made up all these stories. And then all of a sudden all these real people were like, oh yeah, I definitely have a copy of that book.
Yeah. I definitely have that.
I definitely have a copy of that book. And like people are just like, no, that makes sense. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like that reminds me, it's in my closet.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I mean, is it real human skin? I don't know, but
yeah, I'm not going to take it to Antiques Roadshow to find out because they always undercut my price. Doing it.
What about Pawn Stars?
Oh, you know what though? I would watch. Sell it. I would watch a show where like wait, I have another TV show we should do.
Yeah,
right.
I'm listening.
So we basically do a version of Pawn Stars, right?
Yep.
But people bring us items that they claim are real and like from the occult or whatever, right? So like, remember a couple years ago, there was that guy who was like, I found a dead Bigfoot and put it in my freezer and didn't want to tell anybody. And then like when it was like all frozen to hell, he was like, I finally decided to tell people. And he claimed it was a frozen Bigfoot. And then they found out it was just a Bigfoot costume filled with like meat.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, but you know what I mean? It's like people bring all that, and we have to figure out like, is it real and worth it to us to buy?
Are we experienced in this? I'm not sure.
I think so.
No, we just bring in the experts. We're just hey, I got an expert to. I mean, guess what he does? He doesn't.
That's true.
You're
He's
right.
just like,
it is what they do.
I'll just bring in. I'm gonna call Stephen King. He'll know all about it.
Stephen King
he does have an entry in the Necronomicon.
I don't know if you knew or
Apparently.
not.
Hey, I'm just saying, right? Like we could do this. People's like, hey, this is real vampire fangs. Or like, here's tar from Ragamume's nipples.
Oh, God. Imagine.
You know what I mean? And then like, we have to decide. So like, we could find cool stuff. We could find gross, not cool stuff. I really
most likely we're finding fake stuff on this, in this situation.
I mean, maybe, but I will look for the day where like, they're going to bring the Annabelle doll to you. Jamie, they're like, she heard you talking shit. So let's go home with you.
I'll take her. And
Jamie, you can't do
you know how much I
that.
could sell her for?
And then, like 30 years later, you'll die.
Yes, I think I'm fine with that. Wait, let me do the math.
Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, 35.
Yeah.
And a horrible death, like old age or a car accident or something. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, or like they could be like, hey, this is like poop from Bigfoot. How do you know?
It's true. How do you know? There's no way to tell.
All I'm saying is there's
no
weird,
science.
There's weird stuff out there. Like, speaking of weird stuff, did you guys see the video that came out today from the
whatever it is? No, I promise you I have not.
It's actually big news. It was released by the Ukrainian army.
Listening.
During their fight, like they caught a UFO on like one of their jets, and like they didn't know what it was, or like they thought it was like Rush, or whatever. And
what
like,
do you mean on one of their jets?
Like one of the cameras on their
got it.
It's like they didn't know what it was. It was like weird looking, and so like they were like they thought it was something from Russia. Like we gotta like knock it out of the sky or whatever. And then the thing just like shot like straight up like a rocket. Like it was insanity. Craziest thing. It may be one of the more compelling UFO videos I've seen in a long time.
You sure it wasn't just a rocket? Like,
no, because it was just sitting still, like in the air, like hovering.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy video. What if someone brings us a UFO, Jamie? If we do this show,
brings us a whole UFO.
Yeah, because they want to be on our show. Because we're gonna come up with a catchy name.
You're thinking right now.
I'm trying to think of a catchy name.
I know you are.
Like it would be something really cool. Like the Wicked Wild
just
Stars.
Think on it. You just think on that and come back to me next Campfire Tales with what our story, with what our show is.
With what our deal is.
Instead of Wicked Wild, Wicked Buyers. No, that's not good either. I'll think of it.
Sit here and listen to your whole, although it is hilarious. No.
I'm just saying they could bring like a whole UFO to us because they won't be on TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're so popular.
Well, I don't want to say anything. You know, I think people trust our expertise.
What network is our show airing on?
Well, probably like, I mean, any type of show like this is always on, what was that, 80 or like...
Yeah, I don't know.
One of those channels, you know?
Pawn Stars might have been on like History or something.
That was on History.
And then got like popular.
You know what? The alien guy's on History Channel.
Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, that guy's like, it's got crazy hair.
History. Oh, wait, that's a lie. I used to watch
Ancient Aliens.
Stars, like,
yeah, Ancient Aliens. So like, we could get the History Channel. We even get like a historical fact about like everything.
Yeah, you know what's funnier if we went to like that Magnolia channel or some nonsense.
Yeah.
What's the Magnolia Channel?
I don't know. It's like I think it's the rename of something else, but it's like a lot of like home flipping and like I think cooking. I might be making all this up because I've never watched it, but I feel like I've seen commercials for it. No. I just think it'd be hilarious if we were just slotted in there, in
right? Like some other random
like
house flipping,
how
and
flippers,
like,
and
yeah, like all these like cutesy things, and then there's us.
You know, we could even do like that. What that one show where there's two guys just drove around the country and harassed people to buy shit out of the barns?
American Pickers.
Yeah.
We could do that.
No, they had to bring it to us.
The Wild Pickers.
Yeah, but they had to bring it to us.
But then think about it, though. Each episode, like we go to buy stuff,
we'd be like,
oh my god, it just so happens Donkey Lady Bridge is right down the street. Let's go explore. I want to be called
the Wild Pickers. Still think of a new. Think of that.
All right, I'll think of it. I'll think of a better name. It should be like WWW, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I know you're trying to connect it.
Wild.
I know you're trying to connect it, but like I don't know. It's
Wicked.
Putting wild in front of a lot of things just has a different connotation. When you're like,
so Wild Pickers, you know, like, yeah. Okay, fair enough. What if we call it Picking Wild?
Hey. Wicked Picking.
Yeah. Or like Wicked Pawn.
Weirdos.
Wicked weirdos. I'm not a weirdo.
Well, the people bringing shit to us, I mean, that we're finding are weirdos. It's going to be weird shit. So, like,
that's true. We probably want to get security too. Now that you say that, we also may want to hire a security team
with us. Yeah.
Yeah. Because inevitably, like, you're going to have that guy, right? It's wearing like his underwear on top of his head. So that way, you know, the government can't scan.
Is the underwear on top of the tinfoil hat or under the tinfoil hat when he comes out to meet us?
Both.
It's tinfoil hat, then underwear. Come on, Jamie. What do you like? You know what I mean?
Doesn't the underwear block the tinfoil then? Like, I feel like the tinfoil has
that's maximum. That's a maximum layer of protection.
That's true.
You know,
that's true. I'm just thinking, like, they bring, like, you know, this is a real alien leg, and like we're pretty sure it's like a Dorito, right?
Yeah.
But like, we're like, all right, and he's like screaming in like into a milk carton or something, you know. You're like, okay, it's all right. Yeah, it's an alien leg, definitely not a Dorito. And then Jeff can eat it, and then that's when security has to stop that guy from like jumping over the table at us, you know. And the reason I volunteer you, Jeff, is because I don't want to eat it.
But why do you think I would? Like, what?
Well, like that, you know, like because like I'm going to be getting up close and personal with these weirdos, right? So like, yeah, sometimes you gotta like eat weird stuff.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and Jamie will do it.
What am I doing?
Would you eat, like, if this weird guy with underwear?
I won't eat anything. Never mind. No.
What if it's a Dorito that he's claiming is an alien leg?
No.
But you know it's a Dorito.
Oh, like just to be an idiot.
You just don't know where he got the Dorito from.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, it's true. Forgot who's giving it to me.
Man.
I would do a lot of things just to make him look stupid, but I also would not risk my own sanitary conditions or whatever.
Okay. All right. Well, what about this? What if the show? Okay, instead of doing that, dealing with weirdos, what if the show is we get the Necronomicon and each week we try casting stuff from it?
Oh, I like that. That's a
and see what happens.
That's easy.
See what happens.
Yeah, that's easy.
You know, like the one week we'll do that powder.
Yeah.
And like we could open a
just
portal
throw it
for
around
Eldritch
places.
Horrors.
The best thing is it's a whole episode of us just throwing powder in random places. A movie theater at people just in case they have an invisible monkey on their shoulder. I don't know.
But
and then you just tell them like, oh, I thought there was an invisible monkey on your shoulder. Just check, just looking out for you. I'm just looking out.
Sometimes I'm like,
can't you just like throw powder and find invisible stuff anyway? Do you have to cast a spell? Isn't it just like
well, you have to create the powder?
If you throw
right?
baby powder on something that's invisible, you're going to see it.
Well,
baby
I mean,
powder
but this is magic powder in case they have some type of magical protection
against powder.
Against powder, yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, you know,
this whole thing seems like a setup.
All I know is when I read this part, apparently this is like the most magical powder in the world. It's like super powerful, and I don't know if I like you poo-pooing on it. Like literally, if you make this powder wrong, you open a portal for Eldritch Horrors to come through.
Well, how can it be that powerful if all it does is show invisible stuff? When literally, like a can of spray paint or talcum powder or
he's right.
Thick fog, anything like you know what I mean? Like, does the same exact thing.
You know what I don't appreciate is week after week, I bring you some of the hard hitting, darkest parts of the world, and you always poo poo on it and like come up with your logical answers to downplay it. I was talking about the most magical powder in the world.
I decided, by the way, though, that I want our powder episode to now be about 5 episodes. Like that's how much of us just throwing powder at things, and like it's kind of like a Jackass episode because they did used to do the baking powder. They used to do
something,
flour, one of those things. But the flour, I think, whatever. But I just want us just random places and like
Jamie.
like farmers markets and weddings. And
you just hit the greatest. Oh my God. We're going to be billionaires.
What?
Hashtag TM. I have a new TV show for us.
Okay.
How about Jackass, but paranormal Jackass? So we play pranks on like cryptids and ghosts and stuff.
But these cryptids and ghosts and stuff have to be real then.
So like we run up to Annabelle, right?
Yeah, I get.
And like hit her in the face with like a boxing glove, right?
Yeah, this would be a great idea if any of these things were real.
Or like the New Jersey Devil, like we'll go put we'll go hide whoopee cushions in a bunch of trees. And then we hear a farting noise.
Are we just going to have somebody dress up as the Jersey Devil and then do it to them? Is that the plan?
We should probably do like those ghost hunting shows do where like something kind of happens off camera, but don't show people, you know?
Yeah. And then we like, oh, got you, Jersey Devil! Like,
right. Like, or like we could like. Well, actually, you know what? And be honest, like the Jersey Devil one, like that would be Bon Jovi will show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it'll be Bon Jovi sitting in a tree on a whoopee cushion. So like,
when it cuts like a knife.
Nice.
Oh my God! I that might be my favorite thing that's ever been birthed from this show is the fact that Jamie, we're talking about the Jersey Devil, and we're like, we were convinced it's Bon Jovi. Like, it's my favorite thing.
Oh my God, guys.
That and the fact that Jamie's, where her parents started dating, smells like pee in the air.
Yeah.
That's my other favorite thing. Because I will not believe, I don't care, even if you drive me through that town, I'm like, smells like pee. I'll claim it to my dying day. That and this magical powder is a lot better than you two give it credit for.
What if you just go there, like you go to that place and then you use your powder and you just see a bunch of invisible people peeing out. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, that'd be great. Oh my God, I just want. We should.
That's the thing. Do you want to see what's going on? Like,
no, probably not.
I'm not sure I do. You know what I mean?
What if it's like Stephen King's like Langoliers? Like it's just those like weird Pac-Man just eating shit.
I still don't really.
Weird, yeah. Like, why do I? You know.
But what if it's something cool though?
What if?
Like it's like a dragon. It's like, hey, you want to go for a ride, but you can't see me. I'm like, why can't now for 10 heartbeats?
Why would you need to see him to go for a ride?
Because I don't know he's there.
But if
And
he's going
what
to
if
take you
it's
for a
not?
ride anyway, like,
What if
Well,
it's
because
something-
if I don't know he's there and all of a sudden I'm just flying through the air, I'm on panic.
well, he'll be like, "Hey, I'm a dragon. I'm invisible. Do you want
And
to
then
go
I'm
for a
flipping
ride?"
out because I'm hearing voices. Like, do you even hear yourself
And
right
then
now?
you throw some baby powder over there, and you're like, "Whoa, there is a dragon over there. That's crazy."
I guess I got an easy way to make the powder. Don't worry. You get baby powder. I provide the glitter. Done.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, I'm thinking we should sell it.
I just came up with it for the show though, because obviously we
Mhm.
need to make large quantities of it.
Of course.
Done.
Well, we probably should use baby powder because isn't that like, did they find out it was
Causes
cancer or
cancer,
something?
right? Causes,
So,
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe like
I don't
sugar.
think you can get baby powder anymore.
Flour.
Yeah,
I use flour. Okay. And like, I'm thinking we sell it we'll tell Dave to start selling this magic powder we make.
Yeah,
Mhm.
flour.
And we're like,
and
just throw
glitter.
it all over your house. The two things that stick to fucking everything. It's hard as hell to clean off. And we just
Flour
on the
and
back,
glitter.
it just says
Put
like,
them together.
just throw it all over your
It
room.
gets better. We could do different like colored glitter based on different like
Well, yeah.
like,
What are you
mood,
looking
like,
for? Like,
yeah,
what exactly are
things
you
like
looking?
that.
Are you
So,
looking for
like,
ghost? Well, you need the
Uh-huh.
pink glitter.
Yep,
with
don't
the
worry, I
flower.
got you covered. And then we'll come
Yeah.
up with like a multicolor, and that will be some crazy. Shit.
It's going to be super expensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
But, you know what I mean? The
Of course.
multicolor, that's not.
That you
taken
see
lightly.
everything.
Actually,
Yeah.
You're right. Tell Dave to make a different section on the
Yeah.
website because I think we have a product idea.
Oh, like the
here.
campfire tail goodies.
Charms and potions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm loving this actually. We can
Yeah.
do like those little, like those cute, like in not even hobby stores, like craft stores, they have those cute little fucking bottles. They're like this. big,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
a
yeah.
little, like
Uh-huh.
Okay.
with like little corks because I have one for something, and like we could just that much. That's what we're selling.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
You know what we
Go to
should
a
do
store in
too?
Salem. I
We can-
Wait, we gotta mark. We gotta. I'll make the prototype.
Yeah. We
Okay.
could even pull a like Kiss thing. And like, like Kiss made the comic books, they put a drop of their blood in the ink. I don't want to do that. But like, I'll spit in one of them or like,
I'll put blood in for money. I don't give a shit.
Oh
my God.
I cut myself all the time. I literally with a knife sliced him to my
For
finger
money?
yesterday. I could have by accident.
Oh.
So what I'm saying is like next time, let's just collect it and start
Yeah.
putting it in things.
Okay.
Either way, the glitter and the
Flour.
flowers.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying this on record. We might have to cut all of it.
Hashtag TM. Hashtag
No, but also said
copyright.
people don't know what it's made of, even though they could easily figure that out.
Oh, well, this is just prototype flour,
Yeah,
glitter,
it's
and blood.
just,
That's not what the real product's actually gonna be the magic, but for the prototype,
Well, no,
we're
we
not
have to
gonna do
make
the
we have
magic
to
in it.
make it. We have to mix up the ingredients, then we have to perform the ritual on it.
Oh,
It doesn't
right,
just-
of course.
It doesn't just become magic.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
We can even put scents in some of them, right? Too. So like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That way you can tell that they're
yeah. And you'll know you got a bad batch because it'll smell like a fart. Like we'll put like
Yeah,
fart
yeah.
juice and
Fart
random
juice.
ones. Man, I'm telling you what, us three, when you get an episode where it's just the three of us, the marketing, the marketing that comes out of here.
I can't. I don't.
I think Dave.
How are we not billionaires right now?
Listen, Dave, when you're listening to this, you need to pause right now. Well, after I tell you these instructions, and then pause. I'll tell you when to pause. You need to set up another page on the store. Campfire Tale Goodies.
Yeah, we do need some. We've got
Or Campfire Tale. What's a good like a cult name?
I don't know, but think about this one too. By the next,
Let's
by the
think of a
next
name.
episode.
Yeah. Goodies.
and
that's
the
not-
first one's gonna be like the Campfire Tale Magic Powder, and like we're gonna have a bunch of different kinds that see invisible stuff.
Mhm.
They're gonna be scented like those markers, but they don't get you high. It just gives you weird, flowery, glittery boogers.
We could sell invisible T-shirts.
Oh my god!
just send a box, and then you can't see it when you open it up. Like
we can even make necklaces that like ward off invisible stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's equally as important as seeing them, I think, because I think we just discussed that like not everybody wants to see them,
right?
So you can get a necklace that will ward off invisible creatures,
and they're all corn cob bird feeders on a chain.
so it wards off invisible things except birds. Like,
Right. Well, invisible things are afraid of birds.
yeah.
Boom. Right there. Hashtag $1 million idea. Hashtag great job. That's all I'm
We
saying.
did good. Good work today,
did.
guys.
We started off talking about the silly things in Necronomicons and came out with a $1 billion business idea.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, either one of you two have anything to say to the fine folks before we wrap this up?
No.
No.
All right.
Look for our store opening soon.
Yeah. I hope. Listen, if you want to see the invisible stuff in your house,
or if you just want to be protected from it,
or right. Listen, times are getting weird, people. You need all the protection you get, and people are out there right now buying like these go bags and like prepping for the end. Do you have a bottle of invisible powder, magic powder in there to see invisible things? Because what happens if that's how the world ends? We all get attacked by invisible creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that out there, and for a mere $19.99.
Wait.
The store. I mean, that's
For what? For the protective powder?
Yeah, $19.99. $12.99.
That's yeah, maybe.
It depends on the potency you want.
Based on the sizing.
Okay, and the potency. Yeah, we'll get back to the prices.
Yeah.
You can be protected. That's all I'm saying. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. You can check out our website, our Twitters. You people have been here. You know where to find us. Check out our website.
If you randomly put on this episode, I don't know.
Then you have been you made a great mistake.
You found your own invisibility power.
Yeah. Right. If you're to see us showed up in your room invisible, shaking little jars that you're going, hey, you want to buy this? Let you see invisible Frankenstein. We could even put defense systems on these little jars, little googly eyes.
What?
We'll talk about it. I got plans.
That's making a mockery of this.
Okay, no googly eyes. All right. Well,
sorry, Eli, you're off the team. So.
Oh no, this is my idea. Can't do that. I was the one that stuck up for the magic powder. Well, everybody, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you all next time. And remember, if you think there's invisible things, it may seem like the easy thing to do is, as Jeff says, use fog or baby powder or whatever, but if it ain't magic, I won't trust it. Bye.